This is week 1 of Camille learning the guitar. So this week I learned how to tune the guitar and also looked up proper strumming technique, and then I learned chords C and G but with a capo on position 3. So here we go. Hey! So I think this is week 3 or 4 of my guitar learning. I should really double check. I've been trying to learn How Great Thou Art on the guitar. But coming into this, I haven't played any guitar in my life. So I was really ambitious. Turns out it takes a lot of practice. So I've just been working on the chords for the past couple weeks, just trying to get those down. And to remember them so that I can play. But honestly, playing the guitar has, it's been hard, but it's really helped me to evaluate where I am and what's important to me. I remember a couple weeks ago, I was practicing guitar, and my husband Dallin went shopping. But he had learned a little bit more of the guitar than I, so he was kind of my tutor the first time. And he came home and I was crying because I'd been trying so hard for the past hour to work on the guitar. But I didn't really feel like I'd made a whole lot of progress. And when he got back, we ended up having a really good discussion about things that I really want to do with my life. Things like learning how to play the guitar. And so I took a step back, and instead of just learning how to do the chords with a capo, I'm actually learning. I took a step back and decided to learn about the technique and how to best do fingering and stuff when you're first starting, so that this can be something that is a lifelong journey instead of just for this project and then done. So I haven't made it quite as far as I thought I would, but I finally learned the chords for How Great Thou Art. I think I'm gonna skip on I Need Thee Every Hour because I found out some of the chords I'll need a little bit more practice for in that song, but I look forward to learning it in the future. So that's me on my guitar. Guys, so this week on Camille Learns the Guitar, my husband, so he actually owns the guitar. I just inherited it when I married him. He doesn't really play it a ton. He played the trumpet mostly in high school, but he really wanted to have a guitar right when he was 16. And so that's where this all started. I was so excited to find out that he owned a guitar. And that was one of my biggest holdups from trying to learn the guitar, was that I didn't have one and they cost a lot of money, and I'm in college and I don't have any money. So when I found out he already had a guitar, I was super excited. And I've been trying really hard to learn How Great Thou Art on the guitar. But a couple weeks ago I came to the realization that if I really want this to be something that I learn and cherish throughout my life, I need to go back to the basics. Just like in the gospel, I realized that same week, it was a great teaching moment, that I was overlooking the basics in the gospel too. Just the standard, say your prayers every day, read your scriptures as much as you can every day, go to church and really be there. And I think I was doing them, but I wasn't really feeling them. And so I decided that week that I really needed to learn the basics of the guitar. So last week I was practicing learning the chords, but this week I realized I needed to go even deeper to the basics. So my husband actually showed me, he had this book that he got with his guitar, so it's the really basic introductions. Luckily I know a lot of the the musical notation and stuff, because I've played piano and sung and stuff. But this week I learned all the names of all the different parts of my guitar, and how to best hold it, and how to strum, and like I got myself a pick, and I was really struggling when I was learning the chords, like how to hold my fingers. So this week's been really helpful in like reviewing like the fingering and how that works, as well as tuning my guitar. I learned that week 1, which was really handy because I learned to play the harp, so it was basically the same way to tune as a harp. So I just reviewed that. But then this week I learned like notes. So I learned E, F, and G, and then played through all of these like practice strumming routines, I guess. And then learning how to count off time, which was really easy because I already knew that. But then learning the notes for the second string, B, C, and D. So then I played through some of those, and that was what I learned on the guitar this week. It's really helped me in learning the guitar this week. I've really learned the importance of having balance in our lives and taking time for things like self-development that I haven't always really been good at these past couple years in college. We're actually, Dallin and I are in a self-reliance class right now, and the principle that we learned this last week was having a balanced life. And it just really hit me that I have been working so hard at school and at work, and I felt like I was doing all the right things in doing those. But then I realized one of the principles is making sure that you invest money in your future self, for self-reliance. So you pay your tithing, and then you save money for your future. And so I realized that I had been getting really good at saving money for my future, but I hadn't been investing time in my future self. So I just go, homework, school, come home, crash, and repeat, But I wasn't really taking any time to do the things that I really love, to listen to music and to really enjoy cooking food and making friendship bracelets and crafting and all these little things that I really love and I want to get better at, that I haven't been spending any time in. And so it's really important to do school and to do all of those things, but if you never take the time now to start practicing skills and improving them, then you won't have them. You won't have them in the future. And so that is the thing that I really learned this week, practicing the guitar. Hey! So this week in Camille Learns the Guitar, I have finally gotten to learning the C chord. Took a lot of review. I've realized my taking a whole chunk, just 1 hour in the week, isn't going to be super effective for helping me to learn the guitar, because every time I have to go back and review a bunch of stuff that I already learned but can't remember because it's been a week since I last did it. And as I was thinking about this, that if I want to really learn the guitar, it needs to be a daily thing, it just made me think of the gospel, and that sometimes we think oh yeah, well I'll just go to my 2 hours of church and call it good. But the thing is that we can forget a lot of spiritual truths throughout the week. Really simple stuff, just like the chords, the strings that I learned last week. But if we're not consistently reviewing and trying to remember them, they can disappear from our memories, and we'll lose sight of the things that are most important. And so that's why for this upcoming week, I'm gonna work on practicing just a couple minutes every day, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know exactly how much I'll be able to block out for it, but I really want to make it a consistent thing of practicing the guitar, so I can add to my knowledge instead of consistently having to like make up what I've forgotten over the past week. So that's Camille's gospel truth from learning the guitar this week. Hey everybody! So this week on Camille Learns the Guitar, I realized that the internet is very distracting. So I was trying to learn this song, Arali, on the guitar. It's in my practice book. So I thought I'd look it up so I could hear what it sounds like, so I can try and emanate that in my playing. But then it led me to Elvis Presley's version called Love Me Tender. I love Elvis Presley, and which led me to reading about Elvis Presley's death. And I realized, that's not a terrible thing to spend your time on, but it's not the best. And I think that Satan, he knows me really well. He knows that I'm so stubborn, and he's not going to be able to get me to do things that are outright bad. What he can do and what he loves to do is distract me. Distract me from the things that are most important in life and in the gospel by making me feel overwhelmed, like there's so many things to do and never enough time to do it. But then he sneaks in these 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, activities that aren't necessary to my salvation or even to my education, that he and I succumb to, that distract me from my ultimate goal of learning to play the guitar or to return to my Heavenly Father. So I didn't get in as much practicing as I would have hoped, because I got a little sidetracked learning about Elvis Presley's death. So this upcoming week, I really want to pay attention to those filler activities that the natural man or the adversary put in my path to distract me from my real goals.